Today we are at the ULSTER American Folk Park, which we have been here last year on the 4th of July. This is Easter Sunday, and yeah, I'm going to be going around the park in this beast here, the new Tesla Model S. So I'm going to be nice and comfortable. It is pissing rain though, so hopefully we'll get to the places that we weren't at on the 4th of July last year. So hopefully we'll get to that house which was dismantled in the US, put on pallets, quarantined for 2 years, reassembled here, and there had been reports of paranormal activity actually. One of the only houses in the park that reports paranormal activity, so hopefully we get to see that. But this park, all the buildings have come from another place in history and reassembled here. It's a lovely, lovely place. I'll leave a link through the other videos that I have done on this. So yeah, let's get into this. Right, there's the first item. It's a caravan from way back in 1790. That's inside the main area itself, just as you come into the reception and that. And over here we have big grandfather clock. There we go, long case clock. Very nice. Oh, here's another carriage. Not as modern as this carriage right here, but a two-people carriage. American buggy. Cool. A lot to see today. Hopefully the weather will improve. The lighting in here does not suit the camera, but you can see that shimmer there. But oh, there's people and places. There's these exhibition areas here. I'm going to show you. There we go. Right, we have a display area over here. Sorry, but there's a clay sculpture there. It's pretty cool. Emigrants sculpture. These displays are pretty cool, the way they put these together. Just get out of my seat here. How do I... I'm sort of locked in my car here. Right. There we go. The way they put these together are pretty cool. Look at that sporty number there, huh? Piece of old furniture, spinning wheel. You see a lot of spinning and flax and those old kind of crafts and stuff like that, and possibly candle making as well. Right, in the main buildings itself, you'll see a lot of these items in the houses around. That's an abacus from the school. There's a school there, there's a church there. You'll find a lot of these houses with tapestry and stuff like that. So that's just to sort of show you what's to come, basically. So let's be further on a bit. Those little shoes. Jewellery items. Right, the sewing machine and making clothes. Religion, a very, very part of old times. An old oil lamp. Galvanized bat. More shoes. Some coins. Look at this. That big coin is quite large, actually. Items of the medical profession. And a flipping rat. And a book. What else can I show you here?
And also coins. And also baby's clothes.
You got visuals displays where you can listen and stuff. Oh, sorry.
That's excellent language.
Oh, sorry. Another display area of people working in the fields. Northern Ranger volunteer tuning. Begging badge? I'll just show you the writing below it. You can slow it down and look at it yourself. Oh, another display area here. It's just a scene of a house, inside of a house. You got the fire, you got the lady coming in. You got your man there doing something. plastic. It looks realistic, but it's plastic. Right, we're doing everything backwards. We're doing the American side first. This is kind of... The way it works is the way it works is you go to Ireland and then you get on the boat and then you go to America, and that's the way the park is laid out, but we've gone to America first. Should I get back on the truck? Right. My friend has gone to the Sound of Music, so I'm just going to follow there. You can smell burning wood, and a lot of these places will have fires on inside, and you'll have people cooking and stuff. Hello. Oh, we have a bit of a show going on.
This will be American tunes called Turkey in the Straw.
Very much. Bravo. Very, very good.
I'll get that fiddle out and get it going.
But, yeah.
What
No.
part of Donegal are you from?
I'm living in Ballymonte.
Oh, all right. I'm Regis Strabane.
Sorry?
I'm Regis Strabane.
Oh, okay.
You two.
That's
Do you have a pen on you?
I don't. I don't. It's 2022. Nobody has a pen. It reminds me of home. You weren't prepared for that one.
Yeah, they're demonstrating firearms right there.
Ah, I seen them coming in. All right, yeah. I want to see. There's a forbidden area in here. I want to have a look at. Night vision. Let's go. Does anybody see any ghosts in there? I'm actually using my body camera today, so tiny little camera. I don't have to carry around a big camera, so.
What was that one called? Susanna?
Folks, check out Missing Time on Facebook. There's some during those songs we had some shots fired. I think we see some of the culprits up here. Actually, I seen before I came in, some of these people had old-fashioned guns. I think they're Remingtons or something like that. But very often the shots here, there's demonstration shots here, are powder shots.
It was. Somebody has put.
You scared the life out of us.
frightened. Shame on you. Shame on you. Are you up for the day?
Oh, yes.
Are you bad then? You're just down the corner.
Yeah. What kind of firearms are you using?
That, this is a Mosin Nagant.
Oh, right. Oh, a spring loader.
A bolt action.
Yeah.
So it has 5 round capacity magazine. So you
Right.
can drop put 5 bullets in there.
Yeah.
So when you close it, that pushes a bullet in. It's ready to fire.
Yeah.
When you open it, it grabs the empty case, flings
And
it
flings
away.
it out. Yeah.
Next one's ready to go.
Yeah. And how far back does that date back to?
This pattern is 1890.
Right.
So the design of the rifle was 1890. This particular one's 1943.
Yeah. See, they even brought the wood right up
Yeah.
right up the bar, like.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now this is a firearm of the Imperial Russian Army.
Yeah.
And the Russian Army in the Second World War.
Yeah.
It was meant to be phased out before the Second World War, but because of the war, they kept it in.
Yeah.
They couldn't do production. So these are, I think it's 9030 is the model.
Right.
I think it's 90. But they were remodeled in the 30s.
Yeah.
Basically, this part used to be a sort of a hexagon shape,
All right.
so they rounded it.
Yeah.
To save money.
Yeah.
Didn't need that extra steps in the machining.
Yeah.
Just make it round.
Yeah.
It's a lot cheaper. The carbine version comes to about here in
Yeah.
length. It is fitted with a folding bayonet, so the bayonet is actually permanently attached to the rifle.
All right.
With a spring,
Right.
style spring.
Yeah.
The Russian weapons were unique in that when a gun is being fired, if you put a bayonet on it, it throws your shot off.
With
ever
the
so
weight.
slightly.
Yeah.
Because not even so much the weight, when the gases come out with the bullet, they hit the bayonet
All right.
and push the hole
All right.
ever so slightly.
Yeah.
So guns are sighted without a bayonet.
Yeah.
Russian guns are the opposite.
Yeah.
Russians didn't usually give scabbards with the bayonets, they were always attached to the rifles.
Yeah.
So the little post there is
Yeah.
usually offset ever so
All right.
slightly
Yeah.
compensate
To
for
compensate for it. Yeah. Wow.
that. We'll try.
We'll keep an eye out for.
Now this
And-
is it's been playing up since yesterday, so it may or may not fire.
Yeah. And these are just powder shots.
They're just blank rounds. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Was it basically that just splits open
It's
and
a-
the powder goes
yeah,
out?
Yeah, it's an extra piece of metal attached to the case, and that acts like a bullet, so that helps with loading. It guides the bullet, actually
Right.
guides
Yeah.
itself in.
Yeah.
So I'll go in there.
Be aware, headphone users. It's kind of awkward, but I'm
Yeah.
sort of okay, sort of like. This is going to be pretty loud, folks. That's if it goes. Fuck. Oh. That was a ringing in the ears. Wow.
Loud and bright.
Yeah.
It's louder because the bullet gives a resistance for the powder to build up a bit more. With the blank rounds just going straight away.
These houses were made from trees and then just plastered in between, and then you had, you know, basically wood for the roof, you know. I can't remember what you call them type of roofs, but they're basically, it's the whole lot of it's all wood, and then just plastered inside. there's people in there at the moment, but um,
Read the different diaries from the different camps, the different campaigns. They're talking about the local different cuisines.
we'll go in there when it's empty, sort of like.
In sergeant stripes, he's wearing the blue uniform of the Union Army during, the Union Army during the American Civil War. Our gentleman over here in what's called Butternut Shade, which is very common in the Confederacy. He's wearing the uniform of a Confederate soldier during the American Civil War. The gentleman in the corner with the bonny blue bonnet.
Yeah.
The French and Indian Wars. Civilians were in the militia. He was Scottish. We have a member of one of the Irish regiments during the Napoleonic era.
Yeah, 87.
87th Regiment of 87th, excuse me.
I think I remember you in one of the coach houses the last time. It was the 4th of July, I think.
Ah,
Probably. Yeah.
recruiting
Yeah.
sergeant.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
That's
The same regiment, different period.
Yeah,
He gets around.
he does.
Yeah.
time travel.
You have a fire for it. You have a fire this time.
Oh, yeah. Makes all the difference.
It does, it does.
A bit of heat, a bit of warmth.
Especially on a day like that.
Oh yeah.
Been praying for the rain to stop, at least for a couple of hours.
That's so mad, isn't it? Yeah. The top hat, cool. Oh, that's part of your uniform, is it? Oh, it is.
That's a jackal. It's just to make soldiers look taller.
Yeah. You could store stuff up there.
Yeah. But it doesn't fall out when you're taking it off.
Ah,
I'm sure as many have stole item stuffed up in their hat.
probably. Thanks very much. It's another one of the American houses, folks. And it actually has a wooden roof on it as well. What we're trying to do this time is, what we're trying to do this time is we're trying to get to the places we didn't get to the last time. And one of those places will be that that house that was transported. Where they're getting the noise of the children running up and down the stairs. We are actually heading towards the emigration boat where this is we're doing things backwards, folks. Everybody else is going the opposite way to us.
I'm telling you.
Right, I'm going to pull in here.
Hello? I didn't even know what to say. Are you? I don't know what to say. Hi, so what's that? So when you're not today, oh my God, this is friends. I'm doing
Checking on surnames, you know. But they weren't very imaginative. Like you go to Cardiff Arms Park, you say, "Hey Jonesy," and like 3/4 of the point say, "What?" You know, you don't know.
When I seen you move, and then I said, Jesus, she's not a mannequin. Careful.
And there's no way to talk about the wife. Listen, I say, I'm trying. You know, I hope we get a better dinner than we had yesterday. It's not your cooking, it's what you were cooking.
these people
Carrot as well. Right. All these little buildings here, all little shops. And the cobble. Oh, how are things? How are things?
the ghost hunter. I mean, you, how are you?
Not too bad. I just
Hi, Ronan. How's that going?
I was just reminded of that story I was telling this morning about the house that you were in charge of.
That's right.
Where it was transported from America,
That's
brick
right,
by brick.
and we think it's haunted. And you did it was 4th of July a few years ago. Hello!
That's
How are we today? Come on, it's $2. Come on, it's Easter! Oh, for goodness sake, nobody's catching me on today. I'll have to make the money tonight.
It's very kind of strange that, you know, Everton has been dismantled
Yes.
and then gone into quarantine.
That's right.
And then reassembled, and then you get that activity as well.
It was honestly, it's always there. Everybody notices it, and it is. And we still look at the video on YouTube. I send people there. You should have good views on that, you know, because I do send
actually,
people
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Because when I'm on the Rogan, I'm like, I would, you know, the people that are interested, like you, I would tell them the side story, and then I'd say, check this video out. So
Yeah,
you
and there's
know.
nothing scary about it. It's unusual.
But you see, it's with us, it's a feeling of peace. It's not anything bad. You don't get bad feelings in there.
Because
It's
they're-
always nice.
Yeah, because it was children.
It was children,
and
it
they're
was,
laughing and
that's
running
it.
up and down
I
stairs.
felt
That's
running
exactly-
through the building.
yes.
Yeah.
That's
fun,
right.
having fun.
And that's what we hear down there, and we hear the activity upstairs, but it's never, we talk to them like, oh, hello, how's it going?
Yeah.
Because it's never threatening, you know?
It's not menacing.
No.
anyway.
That's
no.
a part of the paranormal that isn't sort of, it's not shown because
Yeah.
everybody wants the scary stuff and
Yeah,
everything.
yeah.
And that's why I wanted a true aspect of the whole
Yes,
thing.
yes,
You know,
absolutely.
But it is kind of strange that the whole place was dismantled, put on pallets.
Yeah.
And we're sort of wondering, is the energy coming from the stone
Oh,
and the
yeah.
material itself?
It would be, yeah.
Residual energy.
Yeah.
I think so. I really do, because a lot would have went on in that house too. Did you ever end up reading Clarissa's diary, Clarissa Rogan?
No.
No, there's a good place that'll give you back like a story of what the daily life would have been like in the house, and it kind of matches up with what we hear, what's going on. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
But look,
So the
I'm going to
houses-
have to go begging here. If I don't make enough money, my children won't eat tonight, and that's just not good. Hello, how are you?
The house is called the Rogan House. Well, hopefully we're going to get to it
I just got
today.
an man. I have the worst story.
Right, where are we going?
You know,
Yeah.
just watch yourselves, all right? If you have a different answer to me,
We actually have to go around the entrance.
and speak to always clear the goal.
We have to go around the other way because we can't actually go backwards because of the vehicle that I'm in. Oh dear. Why would the gate be closed though? Alright. I'll get through.
I think I have to. Right.
I'll get through.
Okay, I think I
Sorry.
have to push it the other way.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Thank you. Now, on the corner here, we have the post office, as far as I could remember. That was great to talk to that lady about that house, the Rogan house. There's the post office, which I'm briefly going to show you. The post office, and there you can, obviously it was part of somebody's house. Hello? Right. My visuals may be a bit dodgy. This lady that's coming up here, she sang the song. I'll leave a link in the description to the song she sang outside the thatch she was spinning. How you doing?
Grand and yourself?
Not too bad.
Good for
Really?
it to be a bit bumpy there on that.
Yeah, I remember your song last year.
Oh, thanks. Oh, you missed it this year, did you?
I most have. But I actually took it out of the video and I put it as a separate little song and that, so for people to see, because it was very, everybody loved it, you know. I was hoping I was going to get more views than I did. I got about 200, but the people that had seen it loved it. It was really nice.
Where did you put it up?
It's a channel called Life Afterlife Productions.
Very good.
It's kind of paranormal and then anything else I want to put on there, kind of thing, you know.
Fair enough.
It's a pity it's raining.
It's a shame it's
Yeah.
the day it is, but sure, what can you do? We'll
Yeah.
enjoy the
You have to
best we
just
can.
get on with it, and that's
We do,
it.
surely. We do.
All right.
Have fun anyway.
See ya. Lipton teas. What have we got? Wine and spirits. There's no double yellow lines here, so I can park in the middle of the street. And I'm going to quickly go in here and show you. It's a kind of a bar, you know. Even though it's reconstructed, you still get that sense of age in here. These little private little nookie areas for sitting in. Right. The reason why I'm briefly going to go through these because I have them in another video. And I want to get to the areas that I didn't get to the last time. Rope and twine makers. I'm going to quickly go in here too. Rope and twine. On and off with the visuals, I'm going to get spots of rain on my lens. Wine and spirit merchants, cart for deliveries, a clothing shop. I'll quickly look in here. Can only get as far as the door, but we're making suits and costumes and this is the right, we're going to the ship. The emigration ship. Oh, I don't even block on anything, so I'm gonna put an annoying noise. This is a representation of the ship, and this is one of the streets just off the ship, and this actually came from Belfast. Early 19th century building originally stood in Great George Street in Belfast, and it was re-erected here in 1988. And there's spooky mannequins in here. I think this is a bank. I think it's a bank. Hello, sir. You're very, very, very creepy. Hello. Do you know what it reminds me of? Scrooge.
Yeah.
Scrooge. There's a bag that doesn't seem to be a part of the set.
Belong to the musicians.
Yeah. And way back in old times we didn't have one of those. Is there any pictures of it when it was in Georgia Street in Belfast? There's where I live. And Belfast is over here. the musician.
A long, horrendous journey, and then
I'm going to walk into the ship for a minute.
and then mother always makes you little to keep. Ships. And sorry.
Oh, wait.
There.
Right, I may have to go into night vision mode here. This is an emigration ship, and these are, oh, there's mannequins in here. I'm going to go into night mode because I can't see. There's mannequins in here. In some of them. But this is the type of ship that would be cramped. You wouldn't have a washing facility. Disease was rampant. And you were cramped up in these. And right, we've got a tour of people. There's the bucket. Now, a person that's done the tour last year says that these are the buckets for the wee-wee. And there would be a boy nominated to actually empty the buckets overboard every day. Conditions would be very, very difficult, and the journey very, very long. And of course, some people didn't make it at all. You know, they seen an opportunity for a better life in America, and they gathered up whatever they could, and they just went. You know, but if you were ill, there was a good chance that you weren't going to make it, you know. More musicians. We couldn't get on the top deck today, so. But that's the top deck. There's some of these big ropes. You see the size of those? Supplies, woolens. It's a lovely old trunk. Well, that's it. That's the representation of the ship. And then this is a building itself, and there's buildings put inside it.
There's a lost car. Anybody? Sorry, I need to get my glasses on to see whose name it is. Somebody will be looking about that car, but I'm leaving it in with their name. I'll have to get my glasses harbour master's office, and if you were going to emigrate in the 17 or 1800s, you'd have come in and bought your ticket of this man at £4. Now you were only earning £1 a month, so you'd have been saving for about 4 months, and if you were going to bring a wife or husband with you, you were maybe saving for another 4 months, and if you were going to bring a child with you, you were maybe saving for another 4 months. So generally you were thinking and saving for about a year before you could get away.
Yeah.
Or maybe you had an older brother or sister or an aunt and uncle already out in America and would have sent you home the money. Popular ports of departure, of course, Londonderry's where Mellon went out of, Portrush, Belfast, Newry. It's only the other day I learned myself, a lady stood there from Newry and she said, Sir President Biden, the man that's in power now, his ancestors left from Newry, she was fit to tell me. Dublin and Galway.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. So I'm learning something new myself every day. Popular ports of destination, New York, Philadelphia, Baltimore and Charleston. And then our Belfast newsletter is one of the oldest papers in the world, dating away back to about 1737.
Wow.
And I hope I'm right in saying that's certainly one of the oldest in Ireland anyway.
Yeah.
And there might have been wee snippets in the paper that might have said there was no set date or time of when a ship was arriving. But they might be expecting one sort of in a few weeks, sort of thing.
I suppose a long time ago, those older ships, weather was a big factor.
Yes,
and
that's what I usually talk about out there, about the journey. And many of our Irish ancestors couldn't read or write, so they were glad of the harbour master to read a wee snippet out of the paper for them. We'll go out to the dockside gallery then. If anybody wants to hear the history, you can. And then some people just want to listen to music. This is the dockside gallery, always a great hive of activity, very busy, with ropes and lots of cargo. That's an original warehouse from Uri. That's an original harbour master's office there, you'll see, in the 19th century from Belfast. And a lodging house where you were glad to lay your head down maybe for a few nights before a ship would come. There was no fancy breakfast or anything like there is nowadays. And Mellon, of course, Thomas was only 5 when he left, coming along with his mum and dad. When they got here, the father was sick, but like COVID now, he wasn't allowed on the ship, so they had to take a lodging house for about 2 weeks before Mellon got away. Great noisy places, say ropes, cargo, etc. These ships were coming back from America as a cargo ship, transporting flax, timber, cotton, etc., and then being converted into a passenger ship to take about 200 people back out with them. That's a replica of the brig Union that Mellon sailed away in. And then you can see the bunk beds. The journey, yes, was going to last about 10 to 12 weeks. You were down there all the time, unless you were the young man asked to go up and empty the bucket the next morning overboard. And just one family would have laid together in the bunk beds. Now, there was lots of rows and maybe dancing and singing too. As well, but you were generally down there for the 12 full weeks of your journey.
And those bunks would be the actual size, would they?
I think so, as far as I know.
So a whole family would be hunkered down in
that. If I
that.
was maybe travelling alone, you could be lying up with 2 or 3 others. You didn't know who they were. And then you'll see a dish there of oat cake. Mother always wanted to make sure that she had sent you off with a wee piece of oat cake. When you eat oat cake and it goes down into your tummy, it swells up your tummy and gives you a great full feeling. So she knew you were getting very little food on the ships, so she generally was sending you off with a wee piece of oat cake. So whenever you're finished here, you go through there, and that's how you get out to the American world. But there is toilets here if anybody wants a toilet break here. Is that all right?
That's fine.
Okay, that's the ship.
You.
Did you just want to come in and give you food again?
Hello. Where's the mint, sir?
Perfect.
That's the Mexican copy, that's the one I need. Come on, that's yours, Lisa. very much.
Enjoy. Thank you very much.
Oh, is this a real shop?
Pardon?
Is this a real shop?
There's only two things real in this shop.
All right.
That's myself and the sweets.
Oh, cool.
Everything else we can't sell, but we tell a lot of history. The shop originally opened 1869.
All right.
Derry and
Right. What part of Derry? What part of Derry?
Bishop Street.
All right. Bishop Street.
Bishop Street.
Right.
You're at the Diamond.
Yes.
Go up, take the first street on your right.
Yes.
That's Society Street.
Right.
This was the shop in the corner.
Oh.
Which today is a pub.
All right.
And the pub is called WG's.
All right.
Because this is WG O'Doherty's grocery store.
Right.
So this man's initials are still above the door.
Wow. So everything was taken brick by brick to here?
No, just the shop front.
Oh, just the shop front?
Just the front.
All right.
And some of the contents inside.
Right.
The unit was built to fit the shop front. Same
Right.
with them all.
Right.
That shop over there opened 1880
Right.
in Moy, County Tyrone.
Yeah.
That's the original shop front and some of the contents.
All right.
And every other business is original from all over Ulster.
Right.
Everyone's was own story.
Wow. Cool. Thanks very much.
Cool. Very cool. Yeah.
You only take cash, do you?
No, I'll take your card.
All right.
If you want to buy
You
some
don't.
sweets.
You don't have drinks, no?
No, there's a pub. There's a pub with no beer.
All right. Thanks very much. All right. Thank you. There you go.
Let's go.
I don't know where my friend is. Now I'm lost. Right, I don't know where my friend is. Sorry, noisy. I know it's annoying. I know. I don't know where am I supposed to go? Right, so there are shops here that we didn't see. Bouncy, 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 bouncy. What are we got? Oh, there she is. Cool. There's beer. There's a man in there selling sweets. I mean, real sweets. Yeah. What's that? Oh, it's the chemist. The chemist.
Pharmacia.
Yeah, usually the cabinets in here, in an old-fashioned chemist shop, some of the cabinets are unbelievable, like, and some of the bottles, you know, very unusual. Some of them you can get them, you know, pretty cheaply, but some of them are so rare that they cost a lot of money. Over in the corner there, if you're walking a beach around Ireland and maybe some other countries as well, you may find blue glass. Blue glass is usually a sign for a poisonous substance, and they date back to those old bottles. You know, sometimes you go walking on the beach and you get these round blue glass, you know. Hard to know that some of these medicines made people worse. You know, back in the day.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
much different to today.
Yeah. Certainly didn't want to go into surgery, like. It was pretty brutal. Brown's Iceberg Soap, I can see it on the sign outside. But certainly some of these chemists that you went to a long time ago, the cabinets are now very, very valuable because people put display items in them for museums and stuff. Right, we're at the forge now, and you can see there a big metal disc, but this is the forge. Hello.
Hello.
You're in out of the the rain. I think I'll have to go into night vision here. You see the roof, the way it was constructed, it's kind of rough. Branches of trees basically put into the roof. And then this is thatched as well. This is usually the really, do you know when the forge is going and that, you come in that door and the heat just hits you.
It's really hot, really dark, smoky and noisy.
Yeah.
I used to bring, when my boys were here, and then they would be allowed a go at the bellows as well.
Oh, just unfortunately with COVID we can't do anything like that. But
yeah.
we'll hopefully get back to that again.
Yeah, we will.
But they're all men now, they're not boys anymore.
I'm sure they'd still have a go.
There's scrap metal underneath, and that's the big bellows, which is run by that handle actually, yeah. Oh, you have a wee fire there?
Yes, there's a fire going, so there is.
Cool. So that generates... Huh? Yeah. So that generates the heat for melting down the steel. And then that trough in front, is that the cooling off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the fizz trough.
Wow. I didn't even know there was a fire on there. So you kept a little bit warm anyway.
Yes, it's not too bad.
And
No,
you
it's not.
and you save money on the gym.
Yes.
So there we go.
Yeah, just like the olden days.
Now we have a group of people coming, so glad to get in here when it was nice and quiet and that. Thanks very much.
No problem.
Well, there's all the horseshoes and stuff.
They're tiny up there. That's a lot of wood trees.
I'm still a flipping night vision. Right. Ridges for something. Oh, we've run into a group of people. Hello. Wet but good. Wet but good. Yeah. Right, we're in the souvenir shop where you can buy stuff. Where am I going? I'm going to the cafe. But you can buy all sorts of goodies. And books and teddies and to sort of, you know, to commemorate your visit. Sorry. Okay. We're going into the cafe now and we're going to order some hot chocolate. Alright. The horse and cart. Oh shit. He's turning around. Yeah. That is the house. I'll leave a link in the description. A country and western singer. I can't remember what her name is. And the song was named Applejack. And the music video was actually shot here. So I'll leave a link in the description. There's the... oh, it's a bit of a mess down there. It's a bit mucky, isn't it? I think... the Rogan house is down this way. I think. There's a staff only beyond. No, that's staff only. It's a concrete pad for just the.
So it must be this way.
Could be. I don't know. I know it was somewhere around this particular house, but it was up on a site on its own, sort of thing.
Yeah. I thought it was around the back. I thought it was up there.
I thought it was behind that hill, but return to centre, way out, blah blah blah. As you can see, we're still going in the opposite direction to everybody else, but we don't do things normally around here.
They say it's one way, but I am going one way.
Yeah, the wrong way.
My way.
That was where the Tanners was. I remember it was bucketing down rain. Maybe it's behind that hill, you know, the road is going that way, so I think it possibly is. There it is, way! Yeah, I wonder, the time that we first came here, it was just open, and it still had the silicone glue on the bricks where they had put the numbers, because you know when they dismantled it in America, they put numbers in all the bricks.
Yeah, I think they might still be on it.
But they're still on it, yeah.
I think they didn't rub them off,
No, I can still see spots on them.
but they were around the front, I think.
There was a porch to this place, but it wasn't original to the building. You can see the glue on the bricks where they actually tagged all the bricks with the numbers. There's a bit of silicone there.
They just painted over the numbers now.
No, they would have put pieces of card or plastic on each number. I want to check in my bag because
But you'll have to go in the back way. You can. I think you can drive in because last time Ivan did with the thingy.
there's nothing in that
No,
bag.
there's nothing in there.
Right, we just it just takes up so much flipping room. So, as you can see, there's an outline around the front door where there originally was a porch. The houses belonged to the family called the Rogans, and this house spent 2 years in quarantine before it was reconstructed and brought into this site. And this is the house that they say they hear the voices and the running up and down the stairs of children. How you doing?
Virginia. And, well, brother-in-law settled very quickly when he got off the boat and he married again. Left his young wife back in Japan. But Hugh wanted to do more exploring, so after several years he ended up with a plantation, but the downside of it was he had 77 slaves. He was one of the largest to have so many slaves. So when he got himself organised in his plantation, it took about 10 years. So he decided then to go back for Nancy, and his wee baby then was 11. But he thought he'd pay a visit first to the brother-in-law. He told him that Nancy had been married again. Told him back away, so he turned his heel and went back to his plantation. But it wasn't for his nephew that called with a message. Said, you know, Nancy was still waiting. So it was 20 years before he got his wife and the boy then to West Virginia. So then they had another child after 20 years called Francis, and he built this house.
Right.
So you can have a look around and have an Easter tree then.
Oh, cool.
Instead of Christmas tree. A lot of them believe in Christmas.
It's a couple of years since I've been actually in this particular house. And I think I asked the question about the cracks in the ceiling. I think there was cracks in the ceiling in the original house, and it was sort of reconstructed that kind of way.
Same way, yes.
Yeah.
Moved down to a huge thing.
Suppose upstairs is out of bounds because of the COVID thing. Yeah. Understand that. I'll leave a link in the description to the previous video where I was up the stairs.
So you still got it?
Huh?
You still got it?
I got it. I was here when the house wasn't even long here, you know. Actually, I was surprised to see some of the glue still on some of the bricks outside.
Yeah.
You know.
See the white markings?
Yeah.
No numbers now, right? I've got a photograph. You're all dressed up in an Indian outfit.
Oh, that's right.
That's right. I think.
I've got it in
Yeah,
WhatsApp.
scroll.
I have it. I wonder if I could get it again.
Oh, wow. You remember?
Remember the we went while back? Oh, I remember you surely.
It was July the 4th.
July the 4th? Yeah. You're really, Pam knows you well.
Well, we were from here, but yeah.
Yeah.
It was her birthday as well.
Yeah.
Her birthday in December.
How did you know Pam today?
Not really. One day I was here and somebody, when I said it was my birthday, it was a few years back, and they said, oh, go meet Pam, it's her birthday as well, and it was this house.
That's right.
And I came up to her, and I was in my prairie outfit
That's
that
right.
day. And I said happy birthday to her, and she said, oh, thank you very much.
Yeah.
And we had a big hug, and you were filming it.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yeah. It's on
And
YouTube.
And my husband's birthday is the 4th of July.
Oh,
Right. Yeah.
And then this particular 4th of July, I just bought her a wee bit so cute or something. She was just delighted that I remembered.
Yeah.
It's easy for me to remember as well because it was my birthday
Yeah,
today.
yeah.
But it was just nice to give her a little something.
I'm so
And she was so excited.
Yeah.
It's just a wee little natural surface of it, wasn't it?
Yeah, and
But,
Pam is
but
so
she liked the
nice.
thought of it. You know.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's lovely.
You know, she's lovely. Lovely character.
Yeah, I just, when I saw your trousers then, it just dawned me. Yeah. I'll try and get that picture, but I don't think I'll get it.
It's the sewing. It's the sewing on the trousers.
I went and sent it then on WhatsApp to the folk park friends, you say.
Spinning wheel.
That would be lovely if you could find.
No,
What there is upstairs is just the bedrooms and stuff. As far as I remember, it was just one big, large bedroom. Disappointed that I couldn't get up there today, but because of COVID, what happened is, in a place like this, you want a way in and a way out. When you go upstairs in a building, there's only one way. So, in order to keep people at a distance, a lot of upstairs places, places upstairs, you may not get access to because there's no second access, if you know what I mean. So to keep the whole thing flowing, sometimes the upstairs of buildings are closed. Unfortunately, this one is today, But this is the one that I actually wanted to get to, and glad I did. I'll show you outside. It's a wheelchair access, but you can still see the all the glue marks on all the bricks. You know, where it was all numbered. In order to keep it authentic and to keep it exactly the way it is. And you can see how good of a job they've done because of you can see the outline of a porch that was added on to the original house in the United States, which they decided not to incorporate into this. So you can see the outline of it, and it's like it's been here all along. Now obviously before everything came, you know, they had to build a foundation and stuff. You know, there is a basement door. Is there a basement? I'm not 100% sure, but you know, glad at the same time to get to here because we missed it the last time. You know. Pam, who used to work here, did say that there was information on the Rogan family online. I must try and find it. And she says she would understand the activity within the house because of the life that they led. Do you know what kind of a life that they had? So you know, if I get a link to any information, I'll let you know. You know. Another American house. There was a guy talking in here, so we want to find out what he's up to.
Is that Mr. McAllister first saw the Teal Valley, where he eventually settled, when he was chasing some Cherokee. The Cherokee were horse thieves who'd stolen his horses. It's interesting, this morning I heard the other side of it. The Cherokee were asked to join the War of 1812. Fight on the American side against the English. And they were promised that their lands would be protected and that they would be paid in horses. By 1815 and the end of the war, the government did what it usually did. Firstly, they let the settlers onto the Cherokee lands, and then they said, what horses? So the Cherokees were rather put out of this, and they decided, well, we can't do anything about the land, but we can do something about the horses. So they went and collected the horses that were owed. And so that's why Mr. McAllister was chasing them. Now, the Teal Valley was beautiful. Flat farmland on the bottom, wooded hills either side to hunt in, and the mountains alongside. A perfect place to live. And the man claimed the land, settled and started farming. And by 1827, his son was setting up alongside his father. Richard had married his cousin, as you do, and he had built this farmhouse. And they lived here from 1827 to 1850. And the family had 8 children. Now, this is quite a crowded house, especially in winter. That's the most important room. It's the storeroom. You spend the growing season filling that room up with food that you've pickled or salted or dried. And that's your winter food supply. By the end of the summer, you should have enough to last you till the spring. If you don't, well, that's one of the many ways of dying stupidly in America. Now, the trick then is to go into the winter with enough to last you until the second thaw. Now, the family lived here until 1850, when Mrs. McAllister died, and Richard and his sons moved on to Arkansas, to Arkansas. and the house was left to the county. Now Cable County turned this into a poor farm, a community of people who weren't fit to look after themselves, but who could look after each other. And, let's see, you sir, you had your legs blown off in the Civil War. I'm an idiot. But with your brains and my brawn, we can farm. In the kitchen, this old lady here, she is too infirm to cook, but she's spent a lifetime at it, so she knows what to do. This is my idiot sister. Don't have two brain cells to rub together, but you can take instruction. And the two of you make up a cook. And that worked for a century. They finally closed it in 1950. And by that time it had been extended in all directions. Out the front, out the back, and on both sides. And the original farmhouse had been cocooned inside the larger structure. So when we came to get it about 15 years ago, it was in perfect nick. Sheltered. Yeah, sheltered, protected from the weather. So we had a complete farmhouse ready to rebuild. So pretty well every bit of wood you look at in here is from the original house. Exactly that. And we have had to protect it a little. The planking is because the cold weather was affecting it.
Yeah.
The wet.
And you didn't. This is the original house, not the extensions.
This is the original.
Right.
We left the extensions there and took this house out of the middle of it.
Right, right.
And it worked beautifully. It's why it's so well preserved. We're very proud of it.
Yeah.
So from here, head down the hill and around the mountain, you'll find yourselves in Tennessee.
Yeah.
And the last of the American houses. Well, I wish you a good day.
Thank you.
It's just a cold shed. Or there's more other electricity in here. Tell me. I think it's locked. Yeah. We're sort of on the last half hour, folks, where they're starting to close up. All right. Right, there was the blacksmiths. We're heading for the schools. Thank you. Yeah. This is the school. This is where they had the skipping ropes the last time, remember? Might as well. We can't get any wetter than we're already at. It's all sort of.
Isn't this where Tom Sweeney usually sings his songs?
Was it not the church, no?
Or was it the church? Oh yeah, it was the church. I think he's done it back in here, but yeah, it's
It's well smoked out, isn't it?
Huh?
It's well smoked out, this place.
Yeah.
I think there was, at one point, slates on the tables were.
Yeah, that's right.
I think there's a slate here.
And is this the Surrey room?
Probably.
Hold your hand out.
No old school is complete without something to beat the shit out of these kids. But there's the
Home time.
our balls.
Everybody leave.
Crap.
Samantha, put out your hand.
No.
Put out your hand and let me wrap your hand. Don't we have to put it so it goes that way?
Don't go too hard. Yeah.
3. Is that too hard?
No. I put my finger in the flipping ink. Well, didn't think that there was ink in it.
Try and wipe it on this.
I want to try and draw.
With the... How'd you stick your finger in it?
Well, there's loads of ink still in the thing. I never wrote with a quill before. Oh. You have to be very quick.
Yeah, you have to keep dipping and be quick, yeah. I've done confessions in the Catholic one, and I've done the sermon in the Protestant one. Did you know that?
Yeah.
In the churches.
Alright. Yeah, the wear and the graffiti where people have marked over the years and years, and it's all shiny. There's years and years of graffiti and that.
Yeah.
You know. But yeah, that's the school. There's the blackboard. I don't know what the flipping piece of turf on the thing is for, but there was a wire on there. I can still see there's a
Oh yeah, yes. And everybody's going home from this side. They're all heading home.
It's well smoked out, isn't it?
Yeah. And everybody bought a piece of turf from home.
That's right.
And sometimes they bought 2 pieces for each, and that kept them going, and that was what they paid.
Paid, yeah. Folks, I'm going to end it there. It's 4:45. People are locking up, so there's no point in me showing you any more. But hopefully on the 4th of July we might come back again. Hopefully the weather will be different, and maybe, you know, the upstairs to buildings may be, you know, may be available and stuff like that. So, you know. Oh yeah, Culture Day. There might be more activities and stuff. The weather has been pretty nasty today, so. See you in the next one, folks. Bye-bye. It reminds me of